Have you ever noticed how two people can be given the exact same opportunity and end up in completely different places? They can have access to the exact same information, the exact same tools, and the exact same resources. And yet, one person seems to move forward incredibly fast, while the other barely moves at all. For a long time, I used to think the difference was simply intelligence. I told myself that some people were just naturally smarter, or they learned faster, or maybe they just had a special talent that nobody else possessed. But the more I observe how real success actually happens, the less I believe that's true. Because some of the people moving the fastest right now aren't necessarily the smartest people in the room. They aren't always the most experienced. And they definitely aren't the people who claim to know everything. What they have actually mastered is something much simpler, but far more powerful. They have become completely comfortable learning as they go. And I think that is becoming one of the most valuable skills in the modern world. We live in a time where everything is changing at lightning speed. New technologies appear overnight, new industries emerge, and it feels like the rules of the game are rewritten every few months. For some, that feels exciting. For others, it feels completely overwhelming. And that is totally understandable. Uncertainty makes most of us highly uncomfortable. We naturally crave guarantees. We want certainty, and we want to know exactly how every single step will work out before we even take the first one. But here is the real secret. The people moving the fastest don't have certainty either. They don't have a crystal ball. They just refuse to let uncertainty stop them. They start before they feel ready. They experiment before they have all the answers. And they learn while they are actively building. Over time, that simple habit creates a massive unfair advantage. Because every month they spend taking messy action, someone else spends waiting. Every year they spend learning through real-world experience, someone else spends preparing to begin. Eventually, those tiny daily differences start to compound. Not because one person is dramatically superior, but because one person simply accumulated more real-world data. We are going to see this gap widen over the next few years. Not just because of AI, but because of how quickly our entire economy is evolving. The people who are willing to adapt on the fly will continue gaining unstoppable momentum. The people who insist on waiting for the perfect conditions may find themselves falling further and further behind. I don't say that to sound negative. In fact, I find it incredibly encouraging because it means you don't need to be a seasoned expert to start. You don't need to know everything. You don't need a flawless plan. And you certainly don't need anyone's permission. You simply need the willingness to begin. You need to stay curious. Keep learning, keep adjusting, and keep moving forward even when the path ahead isn't completely clear. Progress has never belonged to the people who knew exactly what was going to happen next. It has always belonged to the people who were flexible enough to adapt when things changed. Right now, change is happening everywhere, which means the absolute best opportunities aren't reserved for the smartest, the wealthiest, or the most experienced. They belong to the people who are willing to learn just a little bit faster than everyone else. The ones who stay open-minded, remain adaptable, and keep moving while the rest of the world is still deciding. Honestly, that is one of the most exciting opportunities of our generation. Because no matter where you are starting from today, that skill is entirely within your control. And you can start building it right now. If you're ready to stop waiting for perfect conditions and start building momentum, hit subscribe and let's navigate this future together. I'll see you in the next video.